Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Borders Rugby Special. Today we're at Netherdale for the National League Division 1 border derby between Gala and Melrose. With 3 points separating them and a good run of form from each team recently, it's going to be hard to predict the outcome of today's game. Before we join Dale Clancy and Robin Purdie in the commentary box, let's have a word with the coaches. So back in October when you last met Melrose, you won fairly comfortably, but Melrose have been on a really good run of form recently. Is that going to cause you concern today?
Yeah, look, I said on Thursday night when I spoke to Stuart that if you look on performances since Christmas, that Melrose are counted as favourites, and we've got no doubt about it. It's going to be a tough game. I reckon it's going to be tight. I thought it was going to be windy and wet, and it was bright sunshine, so look, it should get a good game. It'll be physical up front as it was last time, but no, we're quietly confident as well.
All we're worrying about is just winning as many games as we can and performing to get those wins. That's the objective for the rest of the season, and what happens, happens.
The top of the table is quite close with only 8 points separating the top four. Is promotion still your main focus for the rest of the season?
Yeah, look, it has to be. Longer term, yes, we've got an eye on that, but we're taking it one game at a time, and 5 o'clock tonight will determine whether we are still in that race or not, especially with Heriots playing bigger today. So it's a massive weekend for 4 teams, because Melrose are still technically in there as well. So yeah, look, we'll just get through this 80 minutes today, and then we'll have a look at the results and see where we're at.
Trying to keep the boys focusing on ourselves and our own performance. I think potentially a bit last time we got overawed with the occasion that it's Gala and whatever else, but now the boys have been really good and just focusing on what we can do to be the best team on the day.
Hello and welcome along to Netherdale for another big clash in Tennent's National 1 as Gala look to try and continue their promotion push against very close rivals Melrose. Gala sitting in 3rd, Melrose in 4th, so this is going to be a really tight battle, but Gala must win this to continue their push for the Premiership, and Melrose must also win this if they're going to try and put a little bit of pressure on the teams above them. The home side this afternoon start with Rick Jeffrey as the captain at outside centre, and Simon Fairbairn is at 9 replacing Lachlan Johnson. In the front row, Marius Tamositis is the anchor in the front row, packing down at tight head, and Ewan Dodds is going to offer a lot of experience. The visiting side, they've got Donald Crawford at fullback, who'll be looking to try and continue a really rich vein of form. He was very impressive in the win against Selkirk, and David Colvin also returns to the side after serving a ban for a red card against Biggar a few weeks ago. And in the forwards, the captain Richard Ferguson returns to the starting line-up, and also Kit Buchan starts in the back row with the loss of the likes of Rudy Lindsay and Sam Derrick. He is the youngster that they're going to be looking for to try and win the battle on the floor. It was Gala who were the victors in October, 26 points to 5, never really looked like they were coming under any sort of pressure in that game. They controlled it, and it's been a testament to their season. They've only lost 2 games so far. Those defeats came against Kelso and Ayr. And they're looking to really try and keep the pressure on. Really, promotion is in their hands. They've got a big clash against Biggar next Friday night, but they need to win this game in order to keep their charge towards the Premiership alive. And the referee for this afternoon's action is Michael Todd, and he's going to have his hands full in what will be a pretty open game, going on the styles of both teams, but it will be very tetchy as well, with the experienced campaigners like Ferguson, the Colvins, the likes of Dodds, both of them in the home side. So certainly a lot of experience and some good youth as well, as Struan Hutchison gets us underway and kicks the ball high into the sky here as Ewan Dodds gets a big pot to bring it back to a Gala side, and they successfully retrieve this kick-off. Made a little bit of a guddle of it, but they managed to get it successfully back into the hands of Dodds, who kicks it downfield. And he's made some good territorial gains over on that far side as Ian Herd, one of the assistant referees, signals it is going to be a throw in to Melrose, and a steady start from Gala. But this gives an attacking platform, Robin Purdie, who's alongside me, for Melrose to try and strike and build a little bit of momentum early on.
That's right, it was a tidy enough exit from the kick-off from Gala. And what conditions, Dale? What conditions? You've got long odds on this on Thursday afternoon, and it should make for a great encounter.
Melrose win the line out against the throw there as Ferguson just doesn't manage to find his jumpers, and it is Gala who get the chance initially with the ball in hand to try and set a platform to attack from, but has came back to the boot of Fairbairn, who kicks it high to try and test Colvin early on. He should be relatively fresh after spending a few weeks out with suspension. A dangerous player on the wing, and it's, I think, testament to Crawford at fullback as well, that he's not able to get the fullback position, but good work on the floor from Gala. And I think that is the veteran there, if you can call him that, Ewan Dodds, who managed to win that on the floor, win the penalty, and he gave Michael Todd there, Stephen, no real option other than to award the penalty to Gala.
Absolutely, Ewan Dodds straight in there, clearly on his feet, hands on the ball, and there was no other result really, holding on.
It's been an impressive start from Gala, winning the fight on the floor but also winning the territorial battle earlier on, and it gives them a position here to try and strike from, and they do hit their jumper here. Robbie Irvin reaching the highest, and that looks like a very well constructed maul. It's got good momentum as well as the maroon jerseys pile in, and it looks like it's Ewan Dodds who's just trapped in there trying to get the ball back on a Gala side, and they do have numbers up on the right hand side, but the referee is going to give a penalty in what looked like a really, really dangerous position there. Quick to get that maul, Robin, and it had a lot of good go forward there.
Yeah, full of intent early in the piece. Gala, they kind of got out of jail with the infringement from Ross McConnell there, which allowed Gala to go back to the corner. As you say, that was a maul that was moving with a lot of intent, and yeah, Gala are going to have the opportunity here to do what they want to do basically, and it looks like they're going to go for a tap.
Yeah, they've got the bit between their teeth, and Ewan Dodds looking to go just direct, take the quick tap and take them on up front and win that muscle battle, and they managed to get players round the corner. Michael Todd in a very good position to see if that had crossed the whitewash, but it hasn't on this occasion as Fairbairn brings it back, and it's Tamasitas who manages just to bundle over. It has been a knock on, good defensive work round the fringes from Melrose, but with the likes of Tamasitas in the front row, he's looking to try and get a nudge on. It looks like it's going to be an interesting fight in the pack between these two sides, but Melrose on this occasion do manage to secure the ball, steady the ship, and find an exit strategy from deep inside their own half, as the Melrose players have to kind of shield their eyes to try and make sure they can see downfield, as the sun's pretty low in this mid-February sky. It's going to be a chance for Jack Keeson to throw into the line out. He's already had a line out, hasn't he, on the 5 metre line. He was accurate with his first attempt. So he's got a chance here to try and find his jumper yet again, as Gala look to try and keep the pressure on Melrose. And the impressive Liam Scott rises the highest, and that maul looks like it's configured well. It's broken away, and Gala going up the tram side, looking to try and use the tight areas. And there's now Ewan Dodds just offering himself up, twisting out of contact as well, and Liam Scott looking to try and do the same, but he's got a lot of attention from the Melrose defenders. Richard Ferguson in there, and the referee just signalling that there is an advantage as Ewan Scott looks to try and use this free ball, and Gala have got a chance to now play expansive rugby.
That's legal.
We've got a chance to see what the referee is going to say to...
I thought they were going to pick that up there. No, not for me. That's your third penalty. Not for me. He's come through before the players lifted it. Offside. That's 3 penalties very quickly in this area. Have a chat. Yes, sir. Have a chat. Next one might go. Have a chat. Yeah. Time is off. Have a chat.
Good officiating there as well. We do talk about the communication, and really good from Michael Todd. It really explaining, we're 7 minutes into this game. The last 3 minutes, there's been a lot of penalties in the last couple of minutes, and he signals exactly what's going on.
Absolutely, and I think before that penalty was given there, that advantage, he was very clear in in terms of communication-wise. Do not play the 9, do not play the 9, and it still didn't happen. So he put preventative measures in place there without needing to give that penalty, but Melrose didn't react.
Yeah, I think that's players maybe perhaps getting a bit frantic in defence, as Eason does manage to find his jumper on the outside shoulder, as Taylor Wilson was lifted, but he was on the right hand side, so not straight there, and that's another opportunity slipped up from Gala. The game in October was a game that Gala found very comfortable. They took their chances, but here they've had a couple of chances and not been able to take them. And Gala now can try and stretch this park, and Ewan Dodds is the man set with the task of setting the platform up. And now Dodds out the back door. He does find Tim McCavanagh, who's had a little mix up there with Rex Jeffrey, the captain, but the Melrose players filter through and perhaps have left a little bit of an overlap on this far side. Dodds finds Jeffrey, as he manages just to bounce off McWilliam, the outside centre for Melrose, and just slaps away his attempted tackle. And now Angus Dunn with his first real carry of the game, and Fairbairn looking to go down the short side, and Dodds finding a little pocket of space in behind, and that is an excellent kick from the fly half. a player who I think is just getting better with age and just managing to control the game, seeing that there was nothing on, they had no real inroads, pokes it in behind with the kick, and it's pinpoint accuracy there from the fly half.
It most certainly was, and as we've mentioned in commentaries previously this season when we've seen Gala, he really is the linchpin for them, and it was almost like he said there, alright, I've had enough of this now, I'm going to put it down the tram line, and he did exactly that to literally win about a foot of the flag, and it's going to give a pressure situation line out that Melrose are going to have to exit from.
I think the coaches looking on will be really impressed with the way that Gala have handled the territorial battle in these early exchanges. However, I don't think they'll be happy with the way that they've not taken their chances, but Melrose get a little head of steam here in the line out, and it is Bruce Colvin just behind that maul looking to try and kick downfield, and Peffer's shouting the loudest to retrieve the ball.
Straight in the side.
And Ewan Dodd's getting penalised on this occasion. He got a penalty earlier on in the first half, doing great work, but he's penalised on this occasion as he offers his apologies to his teammates, and it gives a little bit of a chance for Melrose to clear downfield and really find a foothold in this game, because 11 minutes in, Melrose have been defending, trying to escape the clutches of Gala in these opening exchanges, and they've really got no momentum so far in this fixture.
They've not, and not the best kick there from Struan Hutchison either, it has to be said, when they were looking for that, that little bit of territory, try and get back up the field. But one thing Melrose are good at, they'll play through the phases, they tend not to panic, and they'll just be looking to feel their way into this game, having soaked up what Gala's thrown at them thus far.
After watching Melrose over the last few years and playing against them as well, even when they're playing well, they manage the game, they manage to play well with not playing well, if you know what I mean. They're able to manage and not let games get away from them, and it seems that they're doing the same on this occasion. They're managing just to sneak their way up towards that halfway line as the ball's presented back there to Bruce Colvin, and there's space up this tram side for Lewis Mallon, and he's going to step back in field. He keeps the ball alive to Gav Wood, but he's been wrapped up well there by Murray Wilson, and now Melrose looking to try and play quick ball and get it through the hands. It looked like Ross McConnell there with the ball in hand as McWilliam finds Crawford just throwing the dummy in, getting his player in behind, and Colvin manages to get in behind the defence, but he's been wrapped up well there by the covering Gala defence. And now Runciman, he brings a lot of experience from his time with the Southern Knights and with a high-flying Melrose team before the emergence of Super 6 as well. He's the man that's laid the platform there, and Colvin now just spilling the ball out to Kit Buchan, and now linking up with Richard Ferguson. And Melrose, from a defensive position, all of a sudden are now looking to try and get the first points of this fixture. They're deep into the Gala 22. Play has slowed down slightly as Bruce Colvin again looks for some runners, and it is Buchan again. He's got a few black and yellow teammates in there ready to offer up some support, and Ferguson, the captain, looking to try and burst his way through this Gala door. And the ball comes a bit quicker out the back there to Crawford. Crawford's got some options there. He looks to try and go on the inside of Tim McCavanagh, but he's been wrapped up well by the Gala inside centre. But the ball is still alive here for Melrose, not being able to play the expansive rugby that they were playing against Selkirk at the Greenyards a couple of weeks ago, but they've managed to weather the storm here in the early exchanges and find themselves in a good position as the ball's just passed across the face of a few support runners to the captain Ferguson, and now Will Owen looking to just pluck the ball up and go direct into the heart of the Gala defence.
Hands up, Red! Hands up!
Now Kit Buchan, who's been quite industrious in these opening exchanges as well, picking up the ball and taking it on his own accord, and slowly but surely the congested Melrose players get tighter and tighter and closer to the breakdown to try and manipulate this Gala defence and try and win the exchanges up front to merit the space out wide, and this is what they're looking to try and do now. But the Gala defence is up very, very quickly there. Taylor Wilson, one of the players there, as Bruce Colvin looks to try and snipe at the base. He finds Ben McLean, and the ball's presented well back again, and the phases keep coming. Elliot Ruthven now getting round the corner, and now a competition on the floor. And I think that was Craig Dodds on that occasion infringing. And a chance here for, I don't think anybody fancies the 3 points this afternoon. Richard Ferguson just standing over the ball, the captain making a decision to go quick, and it is going in the hands of Runciman. It's frenetic and frantic stuff here at Netherdale between these two bitter rivals. It's still a stalemate. It's still 0-0 after 14 minutes. And it is Gala who get the penalty. And Michael Todd's going to have a little...
If I see you shove the ball into a player's face like that on purpose, you'll be going for 10. Back you go.
Gala really have promotion in their hands. A big double header against Bigger coming up in the next few weeks, but Melrose spilling the ball out the back and almost releasing Crawford, but it's going to come back to Mallon, and he's going to give a run around of Rex Jeffrey, who wraps him up well, but it comes back to Peppers. The flag did stay down. It looked like he was in touch there, but it came back on the Melrose side, and Crawford fielding well, who's been in a rich vein of form for Melrose over the last few months. And now Fergus Johnson looking to try and find a little bit of space in the backfield, but it's been well covered there by David Colvin, who puts a right foot to the ball. He gets a lot of field. He manages to lob Ewan Dodds as well, which is no mean feat. But it's taken back into the 22, and now Gala having to go for deep, and they just pop it into the air, and the scrum half Fairbairn finds his opposite man Colvin, drags him down to ground, wrapping himself round the ankles, and Struan Hutchison slotting in as a replacement 9 there in open play. McConnell taking play over the 10 metre line as Colvin manages to recycle himself in well there. The fight on the floor from Gala, just not able to get in there quick enough, and Struan Hutchison just finding a little bit of space in the Gala 22. The bounce has not been kind to him. It's not trundled out, but a little bit of pressure here for Johnson, who tries to weave his way out of trouble there. But there is going to be a penalty for a high tackle.
Dropped into it.
Accidental high tackle there from the Melrose player on Johnson. And the nudge now comes on, this time from Melrose. They try to get a little bit of go forward here. You wonder whether they're trying to manipulate this penalty, but looking to go to the left side. Hutchison, he's just went on the inside. We've got Gavwood looking to use his step there, carried over the line. Has he got the ball grounded? The referee having a good look at that. He manages to get the ball down. Michael Todd getting in a good position, and Gav Wood, upside down, inside out, manages to get over the whitewash, get the ball down, and it's an opening score to Melrose.
Yeah, and Melrose have deserved that. It's not against the run of play by any stretch of the imagination after the initial onslaught that they soaked up from Gala, and he's a dangerous player.
For years I've always been impressed with Gav Wood, especially in the 7 circuit. He's just he can bounce off both feet. He's really quick at the way he runs. But you can see there, he's no pushover in contact as well. He looks quite slight, but when he's into contact, he can really hold his own. His centre of gravity is really good as well, and just managing to ride the challenge and get over the line by any means necessary. And now the extras here, and that's a positive start from Melrose, and something which on the opening 10 minutes we maybe wouldn't have thought that Gala would have no points and Melrose would have 7, but this makes this game really interesting. Colvin gets the ball in, the scrum doesn't move too much, it's packed firm there, and Colvin spilling the ball out to Wood. Wood finds a player in behind, but it's been split up well there, and David Colvin is released. He's got Lewis Mallon, he's got one player to beat. Is he going to be able to beat the man? He tries to go over the top, but he's been well defended there by recovering Johnston, and you can hear by the roar in the stand here, there's going to be a penalty to Gala, and a little bit of back chat there from Colvin as well. And they're marched back 10 metres, and from what was a very attractive attacking phase there, where Melrose really just split Gala in two, they're now marched back, and Gala get the chance to try and kick downfield and relieve the pressure.
Yeah, it was good defence by Gala, but it's soft by Melrose to give away cheap yardage like that, and it gives a player like Craig Dodds an opportunity to find a good touch finder, and he's done exactly that.
Before the ball's going into the line out, it's something that we've seen in recent weeks, and I'd always said, you don't see back chat, you don't see players getting marched back 10, but something that's been crept in, is it coming back into the game, or has it just been managed more by referees?
I think now it's getting certainly managed more. I think it's that zero tolerance approach now, whereas if you have that right conversation at the start and set the expectation, you tend to find that you're going to leave yourself with not a hard job in terms of being able to sell that penalty.
A big collision there in midfield from the line out as Gala secure it and look to come against the grain now as they spill the ball out over this far side, and Wilson looks to try and break free from the clutches of the Melrose defenders, but not able to, and then Tamasitas is now in the loose. He's not really got his hands on the ball too much as Dodds hits a very acute pass. That's an excellent ball there. It has came to done as he marches his way up to the 22. They're now in behind, and this is going to be a really interesting conversation with the referee here.
5.
Is it very intelligent from Angus Runciman? Because that was a great pass from Craig Dodds, just right flat, and he managed to find Dunn, who was coming at a rate of knots, just broke free from the tackle, and Runciman just kills the ball. Gets 10 minutes for it, but it's only going to be 3 points as opposed to a potential 7.
Yeah, we'll know more about that in 10 minutes time when we see what the scoreboard looks like. But yeah, I've seen Angus done on a number of occasions this season. I've been impressed by him every time, and Craig Dodds there, I mean, a beautiful flat pass that sent him into the space, and yeah, it looks like Gala are going to get on the board here.
Craig Dodds will be hoping there's no commentator's curse here as the right-footed kick does sail through between the uprights. Gala get their first points, and the Gala defence is structured really well, managing to fill the field to stop any sort of Melrose onslaught. And Melrose being quite pragmatic in their approach in terms of looking to try and really use their big running forwards to try and manipulate this defence and suck it in, to allow those players out wide to benefit from the space. And Crawford throwing that big pass to Ferguson. Ferguson can try and manipulate this 2-on-1 situation, but he's been met well by McCavanagh there. And it's going to be a kick in. Yeah, nodding alongside me, Steven Dyer. That was an innocuous error there from Melrose, a little kick forward, but he was right in the interpretation.
Absolutely, Michael Todd's bang in line with looking at that there, and it comes off the boot, and unfortunately the Melrose player's right in front of picking that up, which makes him accidental offside.
And Jack Eason thrown into the line out, and again a very successful line out for Gala. And Ewan Dodds, the ever trusted ball carrier, the skillful player, a lot of experience from Watsonians in the south as well, a player who's a lot of talent, finds himself back at Netherdale helping out his local club. And now Crawford, who's perhaps running into a little bit of trouble but manages to run out of most of it, but he's been clattered there. And it is Robbie Irvin, the player making the challenge, and Melrose now looking to try and play their way out of trouble. And it's a poor kick from Gav Wood. It's now came to Johnson. Johnson kicks downfield and almost trying to make this a foot race, and Colvin has got it there. There's a little bit of covering defence over that far side for Melrose, perhaps getting in the road, but Gala are wanting to go quick. It's now in the hands of the playmaker Dodds. Dodds finds Jeffrey, who himself can mix it up, and he looks to go direct, and perhaps had the option to try and spill it out wide. And a loose pass from the breakdown there has found Tim McCavanagh, and he's a player who can play very, very direct. A typical ball carrying inside centre. Tamasitas keeps the ball alive, and Gala looking to try and shift the point of contact to find these weak spots in the Melrose defence, and almost found one there as Taylor Wilson broke through, but he was just wrapped up well, and Dodds passes out the back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey spilling the ball over on the far side on this occasion, but the referee bringing that back for a forward pass. And Gala have just been a little bit clunky. You know, they've not really got through the phases, not really been able to really string too much together. And Craig Dodds looking to put the big spiral up and under, but that has not came off the boot nicely for him at all. And Gary McWilliam has benefited there as he was under a limited amount of pressure from Melrose, but that is a knock-on from Struan Hutchison just when you thought they were going to steady the ship there. Richard Ferguson with a Gary Armstrong-esque pass from the base of the ruck. It's a knock-on from Struan Hutchison, but the referee has brought proceedings to a close. That is the first half, and it has been a breathtaking first half. It's been really open. Both teams want to play expansive rugby, but all we've got to show for it is a try from Gav Wood, a conversion from David Colvin, and the reply penalty from Craig Dodds. And they all happened within the opening 25 minutes of this game. After that, it's been a territorial, attritional battle between these two rivals, and both sides really not being able to find the formula to unlock these really stubborn and tight defences. Gala 3, Melrose 7. Colvin hunched over. He finds Mallon, who's out the back door to Struan Hutchison, and looks to try and weave his way in between the dog-leg Gala defence. And Melrose still coming round the corner. but it's been well covered there by Gala. They've got plenty of men up there, and again a big dominant tackle coming in there. Angus Dunn on this occasion putting the big shoulder in, and now Will Owen in open play, and now against the grain it is now David Colvin who's found Mvalasi Julian. He's run into a big shoulder of Rex Jeffrey, and he's eventually bundled down to ground, but McConnell now looking to just go between the two Gala players and hopefully dislodging them. Melrose come again, but on this occasion Gala fighting well on the floor and not able to get that momentum and that build up in their phase of play. And almost again Runciman was almost able to get some fingertips on that ball, but Gala secure it, and Jack Eason just round the side of that maul with the ball tucked underneath that right arm as it starts to twist and turn, and the Melrose player look to try and weave their way through, straight through them all, as Fairbairn barks some orders and shoves his mouthguard back into his gob. And he's got the ball, but he's under a lot of pressure there. He's just been hoisted up high by Kit Buchan, and the Gala players having to work hard to get round the corner, but the Melrose players doing well there just to suffocate the Gala 9 under a lot of pressure in a position that looked really, really favourable for Gala. They run into a little bit of trouble. The Melrose players swarm round, and they just choke tackle the life out of Fairbairn there. Yeah, they were the architects of their own downfall there, Gala. That ball should have been away, and Melrose will lap that up all day long, and it gives Melrose now another attacking platform from which to work. That was, cheap possession given away there by Gala. No quarter given between these two teams in the scrum so far. It's been pretty even as the ball just works its way back, aided by the feet of the Melrose players as McLean finds Colvin. Colvin now got Wood. He's now found McWilliam. He manages just to set the platform again as the ball's quickly through the hands of Struan Hutchison, and David Colvin looks to try and use his dancing feet just to bounce on the outside of the Gala defence, but he's been defended well yet again. I think so far defence is really the winner between these two sides. That flat pass to Buchan has been deemed to be acceptable by Todd as Dodds rushes out of line and just leaves a little gap there for McWilliam to twist and dance and weave his way out of contact, but Fairbairn's done well to get back and defend. And now coming around the corner, that's a big challenge there from Ewan Dodds on Elliot Ruthven, and Colvin managing to recycle the ball. Struan Hutchison just hoisting the ball in the path of an on-rushing Melrose player, and it's stabbed through there. It doesn't come back on a Melrose side, but it's going to be a penalty, and the referee is going to have a little chat here.
Deliberate, back you go. Deliberate, back you go. All about stretch, no attempt.
It brought me a flashback to Perthshire when I done that by accident, as I inverted quote. But it's Jeffrey off the line out. He manages just to try and dance with the ball in hand. Dodds again wrapped up really well by McWilliam. He flops on the ball, but the players were there in support. Gav Wood digging about and burrowing in that contact zone to try and get the ball back on his side, and it is going to be yet another penalty. Dangerous for Gala. If they've got any aspirations of getting out of National 1, then they're going to have to be solid here from the line out and defensively as well. There's Runciman who has lifted the highest, and how many times have we seen a Melrose maul compact and working its way towards that try line as Colvin is almost collared at the maul, but does find Wood. And it's going to be a penalty to Gala now, so defensively solid, but yet another penalty, and it's something we have seen a lot of in this game. And it's the players that play the game, yep. And they're really giving away a lot of penalties.
Absolutely. Well, listening to Michael Todd here, I think he's going to have a word with Richard Ferguson.
What pre-match? Yes. Running up to me, shooting at me, what you're doing. Go back. If you speak like that again, you're going to test. Do you understand?
Richard Ferguson giving his orders anyway, and tail between the legs and jogging back. And I think that again, it's something that Melrose have been guilty of in this game, is chatting back, and the referee Michael Todd is having none of it.
Yep, absolutely. And I think he said that to Richard Ferguson. We've had this chat pre-match already. Clear communication in a positive manner. And usually a referee would come and say, if I give a penalty or a reason, I'll explain the decision. And if you want to chat to me in downtime at the line-out and set up, but don't come and shout at me or shout at it for a decision, because referees are never going to be reactive to that.
From the maul, Gala again getting a little bit ahead of steam here. effective from them all so far and making very good yards and just ushering this Melrose packed back, and Glenn McCrum getting in a little bit with the replacement Logan Kirk off the side of that maul. But Az came back on the Gala side and they flocked to the contact zone, and now it is open field. Now it is Fairbairn trying to get round the last man, but he's been wrapped up well there. As Melrose do well to defend that. Now Gala are in a dangerous area. Craig Dodds, ball in hand, just passing out the back there. Wilson, he's not been held there on the floor, and he manages just to escape the clutches of the ankle biter from Melrose. Angus Runson in now, trying to make a nuisance of himself, and I think it has perhaps came back on a Melrose side, and they're going to have to clear their lines. McCrum went in pretty heavy there, and I think he was committed in my eyes. And now Peppers stepping, looking to go. The referee, one of these teams really needs to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and Melrose now through Buchan looking to try and worm his way out of trouble. He's done well initially to bounce off both feet, and there's a guddle at the back of the ruck there. There's been a knock on and an uncharacteristic error from Bruce Colvin at the tail of the ruck there, trying to get the ball away from the contact area. He managed to get the ball in his hands but dropped it, tried to make amends, but both teams really, it's been littered with errors. 15 minutes into the second half, and it's one of those games which for the neutral it's not the prettiest of viewing.
It's not, you're absolutely right, but it's tetchy and you can feel the tension around the place.
Again, both teams colliding together there, very, very sturdy in the battle up front. And Johnson now, he has turned up, great runner there, and it's John Turnbull who's got the runs back. He's got one man to beat. He tries to put the fend in, get the offload on, but the Gala players are there. Can they get over the whitewash? The Melrose players having to defend very, very frantically there, and there's an advantage. But John Turnbull just scythed through that line and just unable to get over the whitewash. Good defensive play from Colvin, but what a break from Turnbull.
Yeah, it was a superb break by Turnbull. We spoke about it, the game needed something. Glenn McCrum's made an impact since he came on, and that was an impact there from Lachlan Johnson, and also, you know, another of the subs there. What a break, and this game has now hopefully sparked into life.
John Turnbull with the headband, the hunched over run. It was like I was watching somebody running a 1960s game of rugby. It was very old school there, but what an acute line he ran, linking up really well with Lachlan Johnson. That flat pass, that acute angle back in, and the two defenders having to come across really, really quickly, but great defence from Colvin to get over, and benefiting from the penalty as well after. But I think Melrose will breathe a sigh of relief that it could potentially be 3 points as opposed to 7.
Absolutely. I think Melrose might have been lucky not to get a yellow card there.
I was just about to ask you that, Stephen.
Yeah,
actually,
I mean, you know, for me, Gala were in an attacking phase there. They ran so many metres, and for me, that's cynical foul play. Not foul play, sorry, but that's cynical play there. He's clearly not lying there to kill the ball. He's not allowing Gala to get in there to arrive to get that ball and go again. For me, I would have been sending him for 10 minutes, unfortunately. But
and it culminates in this kick from Craig Dodds. And they're happy with that. The flags go up yet again, and it is now Gala 6, Melrose 7. And now Ruthven coming round now. Struan Hutchison and David Colvin doing what he does best, trying to get round the outside of a defender and get that free arm. He did it against the Kelso at Poinder Park in a big fixture in National 1 and also the Border League. And now Hutchison finding Colvin again. And it's pretty physical in terms of the tight exchanges here at Netherdale. And McLean trucking the ball up, but he's been met at source yet again by Blair Reevely. And Colvin now just stabbing the ball through. Looks like there's a little gap in behind and Invalasi Julian is the man in, looking to put a bit of pressure on Lachlan Johnson. Does really, really well, but as does Lachlan Johnson, just to stop going over his own line and conceding that 5 metre scrum. A little bit of miscommunication between the two defenders there, but Fairbairn is going to kick downfield, and it is now Melrose on the attack. Hutchison spilling the ball over to Mallon. Mallon's found McWilliam. There is a gap over on that far side if they can release, and it looks like Melrose trying to go direct, keep the ball alive. But it's been defended well again by Gala, and they're going to have to dig in here if they don't want to concede any points in this second half. It's still Gala 6, Melrose 7, and it's going to be a penalty. Bruce Colvin going quickly, but the referee going to bring that back. And again, Bruce Colvin showing his frustration.
19 offside, stopping the 9 play.
And it's going to be Logan Kirk, 6 points to 7. Melrose currently lead, and it went straight to the back of the line out, and it's Dobie who's got the ball and looked to try and tiptoe his way over the line, but he's been met well by Gala defence yet again, and Colvin ushering the orders of his bigger players to get round the side, and again giving the ball to Gav Wood, looking to try and puncture this Gala defence. Now Runciman, who's looking to try and go over the top of the Gala defence now. And the ball is recycled, and Colvin again just telling his players to get round the way the play was going, with the flow of the defence, make the defence work harder to get round the corner. And now Colvin slowing play down, waiting until his players are there, and it's kept bucking. And it's going to be another penalty, and you can hear the roar and the celebration on the field. How big a penalty is that going to be in this game? 6 points to 7. Melrose don't make territory count, and this game is still as tight as ever.
Oh, it isn't. It's easy to say from up here, of course it is, but I'm taking 3 there all day long. I'm chalking up the 4 points before I go for the 5. In fairness to Melrose, they possibly feel they need bonus point wins between now and the end of the season. There's going to be any chance, but I'm taking 3 there all day long.
When you've got impact players off the bench, it always adds a little different dynamic to the fixture. It was certainly something that this one needed, and it's starting to break free. It's starting to get a little bit more open as that ball is hoisted high in the air. David Colvin just cannot deal with it. Under a lot of pressure from Wilson, the left-hand side winger, who is racing out of the traps to put pressure on Colvin. 2 huge fixtures going on in National 1. And the top 4 sides all meeting this afternoon. Now Lachlan Johnson again spilling the ball from the base of the scrum, finds John Turnbull. John Turnbull's got Peppers in a bit of space, he beats the first man, but good cover in defence from Gav Wood, but the support is there very quickly, and Rex Jeffrey thinks there's a chance on this far side. Almost came to the boot of Fairbairn. I think he perhaps guddled that a little bit when he tried to gather the ball, kick downfield. He's kicked it out on the full as he looked to try and have a go around Mvalasi Julian. Lewis Mallon breaking free from his own half as Melrose spread the ball and looked to try and maybe stamp a little bit more of their brand of rugby on this fixture, something we've not seen so much of so far, something we've seen in abundance, but Kit Buchan just splits through. It looks like it was a little bit forward, but has he got the gas to go round the outside? He looks to go straight over Fairbairn. And if the ball comes quickly, there could be a chance here. Mvalasi Julian just wrapped up well there by Fairbairn, who's popping up everywhere, not able to roll out the way as well. The referee given the advantage, and Buchan now offered himself up with a great line, tries to take the ball forward, but the penalty is going to go to Melrose, and you wonder what the decision is going to be here. But yeah, rightfully so. I think that did look like a forward pass.
Yeah, I must admit, from sitting up here anyway, it did look forward there.
And that's where we were talking about before. Like, you learn a lot of things, and individually it's difficult, but you're not going to get everything.
No, absolutely. You're a one-man band, unfortunately. And going back to Robin's comment earlier on about assistant referees in this league, when unfortunately the Scottish Rugby took them out of the National 1 system a good few years back now, and I don't think it's done the game any justice, in terms of removing that, because when we have local border league games, we've always had assistant referees, because these games mean a lot. It's not just about the league, it's about the proudness of the borders, if you want to call it that. It's one up on the other, so it is something that they need to look at, bringing assistant referees back to be able to assist the referee in the middle.
And we've got yourself and Rudy Campbell alongside you. What are you doing this afternoon? Referee shortage. Aye, right. But it's going to be David Colvin who's looking to try and take the 3 points here that are on offer. Maybe a decision they should have perhaps taken earlier on in the afternoon, but the right-footed kicker just on the 22, it's Curlin, just left, but it sneaks in between the posts, and it's now a 4-point lead for Melrose. We're in for an exciting finish here. The 4-point margin is always an interesting one in a game of rugby. And it's picked up from the base of the scrum. Lachlan Johnson again going lateral, now finding Craig Dodds. He spills the ball over to Peppers, who's now got the chance with the ball in hand. He's found Fairbairn, he's going to try and kick the ball downfield. He's maybe put a little bit too much heat on that ball, but the referee is going to bring that back. Gala 6, Melrose 10, and from the line out, Gala accurate again, under a lot of pressure as 2 jumpers went up for Melrose, making it really difficult to try and get to the the Gala jersey. But there's a bit of go forward here at the Mall. Gala looking to try and trundle that forward, and you can see Stevie Cairns in there as well. Then Johnson gets the ball away. He finds Dodds. Dodds has got Rex Jeffrey there and gets well round as well, Dodds, to try and get some support. Johnson has just been flapped out as he tried to get the ball, and there's going to be a penalty there to Melrose as well. Stephen, speak to me.
Yeah, I think we've got a ruck there situation, and he's lying on the floor there, and I think he's then played the ball, attempted to play the ball, and he's handled in the ruck, and Michael Todd's seen that and penalised that.
You know, Gala will be disappointed with the fact that when they've got themselves in these red zones and they've got themselves in the attacking platforms, they've really not been able to take advantage of it.
Let's call it what they are. They are league contenders, although they might, you know, they possibly league favourites, so they might not want to admit it.
Yeah, I think the landscape will change, but Cairns has just got the ball from the base of the line out. A very passionate Gala man as well, as it looks to try and go through the hands. Have Gala got it back on their side? I think McCrum doing good work on the floor, and Gala have numbers up. Turnbull, and he can fix his man. He's went back inside. Rex Jeffrey is tackled there. The referee is going to play a bit of advantage, but the options were on outside for Gala. Can they make this time count? Easton with the ball in hand. The referee is going to bring this back. Rex Jeffrey and Inverlassie Julian having a little bit of a chat. Let's see what Michael Todd is going to say there.
Captain, don't need you. I don't yet. 2 visits to the 22, 2 penalties. Next one may have to go. Have a chat.
I don't know what you're into. Play's about to get back underway, but for me there, I think that for me, if it is a penalty there, that almost looked like the gates were open, and it almost looked like it could have been a score. I think he perhaps needs to go now, but Ewan Dodge is going to take the quick penalty. He looks to go direct, he looks to go against the grain. He's so close to that line, but Gala pile bodies in there, and Lachlan Johnson looking to try and get the ball from that situation. Has been tucked up, and Tamasitis is the man going round the corner. And now Blair Reevely running into some heavy traffic, gets the ball back as Gala look to try and keep this tight. 4 points they trail Melrose. Can they get over the try line and get that 5-pointer and see this game out? Melrose will have a lot to say about this. It's Ewan Dodds. It looks like he's got the ball down. He stretches, you can see the smile on his face as he manages to twist and turn his body and get the ball down, and Ewan Dodds makes an instant impact off the bench, and there is the 5-pointer we needed.
I was going to say, when they brought Ewan Dodds off the bench, they are bringing him on at this late stage in the position they were in for a reason, and he has delivered. Boy, has he delivered. You would not want a different player in that situation, and he has come up with the goods, and he looks calmness personified.
That was that is Ewan Dodds in my eyes to a T. He is one of the most intelligent players that I think the Borders has seen in a while. He's skillful, he's fast, his rugby intelligence is really good, but his pitch awareness, he knew exactly where he wanted to be. He communicated to the referee as well, and really he made the referee's, his choice quite clear, because he was saying, look, I've got the ball down, mate, come and have a look. Craig Dodds has got the chance to try and stretch this into a 3-point lead as Netherdale does fall silent. The right-footed kick, and this one looks good as well. It looks like that is curling round. 13 points to 10. They've only got a few minutes left in this fixture, as this place has become unglued after that try. And Lachlan Johnson now wanting field position. A little bit of pressure here on David Colvin to retrieve the ball, but does well and looks to try and spill the ball, but he's under immense pressure from Gala there. And Ben McLean now with the ball at the base of that ruck. Ross McConnell just thrust into contact and pushed into the contact area. Now Gav Wood, can he use his dancing feet to try and get this win? And Inverlassie Julian now doing exactly the same, manages to offload, and perhaps if that had went through the hands one more player, it might have been a dangerous place. But Logan Kirk now taking the ball forward. Doug Crawford looking to spill the ball. Looks like it might have been knocked on. It's going to come back on a Gala side. And the referee, Michael Todd, signalling there's a knock on. He has a little look at his Baby G watch, but he has a little look at the watch to make sure that there's still time to play. The scoreboard at the end does show 40 minutes, but that's not been stopping and starting as what the referee has.
2 minutes, I believe.
Michael Todd has got a job in his hands for these final 2 minutes to keep his eyes peeled on any sort of inaccuracy or error or stray offside in this battle, because this fixture is finally poised. Gala 13, Melrose 10. If Gala win this, they continue their promotion charge in a big double-header against Biggar Friday night, 25th of February. Biggar have to travel down here, and Gala will be hoping they can go into that fixture on the back of a big win against their bitter rivals Melrose. And Lachlan Johnson just directing traffic, telling him where he wants his forwards to be as they look to try and work the clock and strangle the life out of the stopwatch here. And the Melrose players filter into this breakdown. Lachlan Johnson now kicking downfield, and the chase is now on for Gala. Colvin in the air, it's just went through the legs of Fairbairn, and it's came back on the Melrose side, and it is now Melrose with the ball in hand. Crawford he's found Hutchison. He's not got a little Hutchison's on the far side. And now both teams come together. We did say this was going to start becoming unglued, and both teams getting in that. Logan Kirk was in amongst that as well. And other players, you can see the benches just coming off, and Michael Todd watching on, and this is unsavoury from both sides in what's been a pretty well mannered fixture. For it to boil over at this late stage like this is not the best advert for either club, but you can understand it being ex-players with the passion that's on the line. It's going to be a huge scrum. 1 minute to go here at Netherdale, and it is Gala in the driving seat just now. Doug Crawford rolls the ball into the scrum. Another secure scrum from both sets of players, and it's Hutchison finds McWilliam over to Colvin, and they've managed to stretch this defence. Lewis Mallon now with his lugs pinned back, goes back inside of the Gala defence. They managed to get the numbers there, and Melrose now looking to try and keep this ball alive. Will Ferry, and now Crawford finds Hutchison. He spills the ball over to Jack Dobie, and Jack Dobie escapes the clutches of the Gala prop, and Crawford again, and Gala getting really narrow here, and McWilliam has got the chance to go on the outside. He goes back infield, and he's been stripped in the contact zone. Is this going to come back on a Gala side? Melrose doing well to get that back. There's still time here for something, another twist, another turn in this battle. Buchan, who individually has had a very fine game, going forward, and now Colvin finds McWilliam, and he's been pounded there by Angus Dunn. He doesn't wrap himself, but Logan Kirk now looking to try and take it direct into Rex Jeffrey, the Gala captain. Craig Dodd's getting up and recycling himself. Stephen Cairns getting his hands out of the ruck as well. No infringements here, no penalties for the Maroons. Runs him in now, and now Crawford running into a bit of trouble. The ball staying alive there. McConnell finding Hutchison running into a bit of traffic, looking to try and dance his way out of trouble. Uses the ball as a bit of a magic wand to try and orchestrate proceedings, and no advantage there. Offside, I think, for Gala. I think he was pointing at McCrum potentially there as the infringing player who was offside, and this is where it's going to be really interesting. What do you choose? Do you go for the draw or go for the win?
Oh, a draw doesn't do Melrose any favours. I don't think Melrose have to go for the win here. Talk about palpable tension at the end of this game. It is really something to behold here, the tension, and Melrose are going to go for it.
It's been worth sitting through the 65 minutes to get to this stage, because this is what Borders Rugby is all about. Two teams, two close rivals, are separated by mere miles. And it's an accurate line out. It's bobbled it back though, and Struan Hutchison snipes on the ball on the ground, and players out of position now, and Buchan scooping up that loose ball and managing just to charge his way towards the line. Melrose getting round the corner yet again as Doug Crawford digging about there, trying to keep the tempo high as Gav Wood spills the ball at the back. Hutchison looking to try and find Mallon over on that far side. He's been held up, but the ball is now kept alive, and McConnell dancing back in field, but the Melrose support again holding very strong as Gav Wood, the man who got the opening score in this game, looking to try and get another one, but the Gala players pile in and look to try and suffocate this ball. Michael Todd is signalling that the ball has been held in. That is full time here at Netherdale. Craig Jackson Jackson and Merrill, all people offering up a congratulations to the Maroons. Gala win 13 points to 10. Their promotion hopes remain intact ahead of a huge fixture against Biggar here on Friday night coming. Melrose, perhaps, their promotion charge perhaps is taking a blow which they might not be able to recover from as the dejected players shake hands at the end of this game. And that was game, in terms of being an error strewn, and it was, you know, for a while it was littered with penalties and mistakes. It broke to life after that John Turnbull break. It seemed to just release itself. But Gala done well to play badly and win. That is it in a nutshell. You've took the words out of my mouth. Actually, I keep saying I've seen Gala on a number of occasions this season. That's the worst Gala I've played, and they've came away with the win. And their coaching staff, their management, the players, they are going to be absolutely delighted with that, because that was a game that was it was almost Melrose's to win, and Gala have came away with the spoils, and they are very much title contenders. Melrose, you have to think in all reality that is their faint hopes of a title over. But Gala march on next Friday night here at Netherdale. It is Biggar. Bring it on. That's going to be a huge game. You can see how much it means to these Gala players as well, and Heriot's win at Biggar means that the promotion aspirations for every team remain wide open in Tennent's National 1, in one of the most tight championships in Scottish National Rugby. But it's Gala who win here this afternoon, and they beat Melrose 13 points to 10. Craig Jackson now of Gala. First and foremost, late drama. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. Look, the heart in that changing room, it'll take you so far, really. Like, I've come over and started working with the boys, and that is one thing that these boys have got in abundance. They've got a ticker, and it goes a long way, and those big moments towards the end, they ground it out, so probably wasn't the prettiest thing ever, but supported Derby at the end of the day, and we've come out on the right end of the scoreline. And you had all the ascendancy first 5 minutes, a couple of chances blown. Did you feel even at that point that this might turn out not to be your day? Look, I don't think we ever questioned ourselves. We went down at half time, but the boys felt alright. We felt pretty comfortable. We blew a few chances at the start, as you say, but that's maybe just a bit of tactical now, so we didn't kick the goals perhaps or something, just to build a scoreline. But those are decisions on the field, and we let our boys play. And look, Melrose are good. Like, let's be honest, let's not beat around the bush. They are a better team than they were at the start of the year. So now, just absolutely delighted with the win.
I think we deserved to lose that game. We played a lot of good rugby, but with that, we were inaccurate a lot of the time, and look, we can how Gala are got to play. They kick a lot for their own half. They like to play in the right areas, or the right areas that they think are the right areas, and they'll play off 9 a lot. And we did really well to keep a hold of the ball a lot, gain a lot of possession, because essentially that's what we were trying to do, was keep the ball off them and pressure them with contestable kicks. But I think when you've gone away for tactical discipline and the things that you try to do, that's when you let teams like Gala back into the game.
The bench came on, impact probably made the difference in the end, I think, looking back without looking back at it. But yeah, our squad of 20 were outstanding to a man, and we can't fault them. The boys that came on just lifted it when it was maybe on the edge. So we weren't too sure where the game was going to go, and they just gave you that little 5% that we needed.
A fantastic win for Gala takes their winning streak to 5 games in a row. Next week we'll be at Philip Hoch for Selkirk versus Kelso. I hope you can join us then, but for now, cheerio.